Hey everybody. I just want to go over how to use Google Docs. That's what we're going to use for the peer review sessions for this class. So it's going to be important that you understand how to share your document with each other. All right, so if you go to our first peer review post here, you'll kind of see some of the instructions for using Google Docs and also for what you need to include in your post. Essentially, what you're going to do is you will include a link to your Google Doc. And then if you look in this middle part here, I ask that you list 3 things that you specifically want feedback on other than grammar from your peers and me. So make sure you read through these instructions carefully. And then when it comes time to share your paper, let's say this is your paper. Obviously, you'll have more than what I have here. But the first thing you want to make sure you do once you're ready to share it, and again, this is just your draft, you'll go up here and make sure you have a title. I already have a title in mine. If you don't have one, it will say that it's untitled. So make sure you have a title and that you have saved it somewhere on your Google Drive. All right. And then once you've done that, there are probably other ways to do this, but this is just how I do it. You can go over here to this share button, click that, and then this thing pops up. Sometimes when people share a Google Doc, they just type in the person's email address and they share it that way. But for what we're doing in this class, it's going to be best if you just copy the link, which is in this second little box down here. But before you do that, you need to make sure everybody in the class is going to be able to access it. So before you copy the link and move on, check this part out. You can click that, and once you've done that, it gives you another option for copying the link. But again, before you do that, look at who you're sharing it with, because this is going to let us access your document, and that way we're not having to email you and tell you that we can't see your paper. Okay, so what you want to do, you have 2 options here. First of all, make sure it's not restricted. That's where we run into trouble. You can either share it just with College of Charleston people, so everybody in the class should have access that way. Or what I like to do is just put anyone with the link, but just because in case anybody is not using their C of C email. So whichever you want to do is fine. Let's say we're going to go with my option, anyone with a link. And then for your paper, normally if you're just sharing a document and you only want the people to be able to read the document and that's it, you can leave it as viewer right here. But for this class, you need to make everybody a commenter. The other option is to make them an editor, which you really don't need to do. So if you make sure it's commenter and make sure either anyone with a link or anyone at C of C can view your paper, and then go ahead and copy the link, and you can click done, and that's where you would come back to the peer review post and you would go ahead and paste your link right into the text box. Okay, so I think that's all you need to know as far as sharing your document goes, but definitely feel free to reach out and let me know if you have questions. Thanks.